All righty. Hey, we got Ben Soppitt here, CEO, co-founder of Unifimoney. And really what we wanted to bring up today is let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is crypto. And I think the first thing that we probably should talk about is, what's the problem? What is the big issue? Why is this the elephant in the room? Well, it's unregulated, right? And so that's dark and nasty, but yet everybody's putting their money in it. Mm-hmm. I mean, like everybody, people give me stats and they're like, we've done this thing. And
third of Americans.
Yeah, 32% of our users are actually, we've tracked it here. And I'm like, how many of those users are your Gen X and Gen Zs? Well, that'd be like 90% of them that are doing it. Okay, so this is happening. Now the question comes on the table, is this happening right now with the banking system? Obviously not. How do we go from there to make this part of it?
So I think from there, you got to look at Coinbase is the big method that everybody's using.
Okay, so who's Coinbase?
Well, hold on. And so if you don't know who Coinbase is, then drop off the call now.
That's great.
Next.
Fair enough.
Next is people are ACHing their money out of your bank today to go to Coinbase. It's roughly a third of Americans. Yeah. That's the key punchline.
That's it.
If you're a banker, what is your solution to competing with Coinbase? And the answer is you don't have one, which is why we have Ben Soppitt from Unifimoney on the call.
Ben, what do you do? What's the magic?
Thanks, guys. Thank you for inviting me. Great pleasure to be here. I'm wearing my hat that I proudly bought in Texas when I was with you guys a few weeks ago. So Unifimoney, we're a multi-asset investment and money management platform, and we are here to help enable community banks and credit unions turn their current mobile app and digital offerings into super apps and offer their customers access to a turnkey digital wealth management platform so that they can grow and protect their money over the long term. It's true, I think, in the best of times, but particularly now in a low interest environment, that keeping your money in cash is the best way for it to die a slow and lonely death. The stock market has delivered, the stock market is the world's most extraordinary mass market wealth creation engine ever created, delivering in excess of 10% returns every single year for the last 100 years. But most Americans are not participating in it. So how do we get them to participate in it? We've got to make it interesting. We've got to make it engaging. And in the current environment, cryptocurrencies are the most interesting engagement thing to happen in financial services, possibly ever. And we see consumers embracing this technology despite the warnings, despite the challenges with it. But it's a cultural phenomenon, and it's becoming bigger and bigger every day. And unfortunately, the vast majority of community banks and credit unions are not engaging in this market and are becoming, in the eyes of their consumers, increasingly less relevant, because these customers are working with companies like Robinhood, they're working with companies like Coinbase, Crypto.com, etc. And they are building relationships with those companies because those companies are giving them what they want.
So there's tons and tons of cryptos out there. There are some solutions in the banking realm. NYDIG's a big player. I think they only do Bitcoin, maybe some other things they're looking at. How many do you guys do, and what's important there? What do you see the vision?
Yeah, so we are a turnkey digital wealth management platform. Crypto is one asset class that we provide access to. We currently have 52 cryptocurrencies, so Bitcoin.
So not just Bitcoin, Ethereum.
51 plus Bitcoin.
52, got it.
Exactly, and including Doge and Shibu and a whole bunch of other ones. I saw a new one yesterday called Love Potion. It's actually on our platform. I haven't invested in it yet, but I might as well.
Awesome.
We also provide access to gold, silver, platinum on a fractional basis. It's fully allocated. You can have the gold delivered to your home. If it's a particularly large delivery, you get it delivered in an armored van and a man with a shotgun. We also have a robo-investing with access to thousands of stocks and ETFs, and also commission-free trading. So we really are, we're a combination of Coinbase, of Wealthfront, of Robinhood, and a metal trading app. In a single
This is not all crazy crypto land. You can actually buy gold.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's not our job to dictate to people how and where they put their money. We are strong believers in the get rich slowly philosophy, and the vast majority of your money should be invested on a dollar cost average basis into a low cost, highly diversified fund. We provide access to that. We encourage people to pursue that strategy. We believe in the 5 to 10% of your money should be invested in higher risk areas, either areas you have strong belief in or are very passionate about, or a higher risk. But it's not our job to dictate to consumers.
So you're just providing that platform for community banks to offer up as a service for their customers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are the regulated entity. We take on the liability and the risk. There's a very clear line in terms of compliance from the bank's regulated business to our regulated business, but we're partners of the banks. We're the digital equivalent of LPL Financial. So a bank's customers would connect through their bank's existing digital channel into our platform, and their customers would have access to all of our services. When they sell those assets, the money goes back into the regulated DDA with the partner bank.
Well, that shouldn't scare anybody.
I've talked a lot about this. There's got to be, crypto, everybody talks about the on-ramp, the off-ramp. There's got to be that liability handoff line.
Of course.
And we all see that with third parties all the time, right? And so to your point, there is a point where the bank customer sends money over to you guys. And from the bank's perspective, they hand that liability off to you. You allow those customers to do what they do. And then do you hand those customers and their dollars back to the bank when they want to move out?
Yeah, so we have a very conservative approach to crypto, and in fact, quite a conservative approach overall, in that you can only send money back to the linked bank account where that money came from. So we do not allow you, we don't have an open...
Yeah, we can just stop right here.
I want one.
I want one.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm done.
We don't allow crypto to be sent outside of our environment. You can trade, you can buy, but you cannot move that crypto outside. If you sell your crypto, the money goes back into the DDA account, back to the regional bank.
So that's my bookend, man, that I always talk about.
Okay, and you're the only guy that I know of that's really
anywhere near this.
Well, that's really saying, I want to focus towards the community banks and let them be, we're going to serve you as community banks and offer up this additional service so that you can give this to your customers. Is there anybody else out there doing this at this level for community banks?
Not even close.
So you have NYDIG offering Bitcoin, but I personally don't believe that offering a single example of a single asset class is actually responsible.
Do you own anything when you go into the crypto world and start trading? Do you own anything more than just Bitcoin?
I don't even own Bitcoin.
I don't either. I probably have 7 that I own at almost any given moment in time, and that'll probably change 3 times today. But
and dozens of others.
Yeah, something that was really cool at the roundup. There was a debate about the crypto stuff, and I said, "Hey, let me ask a question. Y'all remember that?" And I said, "How many in this room have a Coinbase account? How many in this room are trading crypto?" And everybody raised their hand. These are bankers, right?
Yeah.
Bankers, vendors, everybody in there. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, why are we talking about this any longer? We're even doing it, right?
So
We're all
I think
doing it.
That comes back to my big point from the banking side is banks need the vetted, trusted, what's the bank Coinbase going to be? And hello, everybody, meet Ben Soppitt. Let me just put it this way. You have wrapped this up, put a bow on it, answered all the questions, gotten through all the stuff, and I've watched it for months now. Right place, right time, sure. But I think you've got a long time into this. I've been planning for this, and I think that the stars just align perfectly for you. Is that? Yeah. I mean, look, I don't mean to tear it down.
Absolutely, and again, I would reiterate that the objective here is not simply to get more people to trade crypto. The objective here is to help people and their communities become, protect and grow their wealth over the long term. And to do that, you need a digital wealth platform. Most younger customers are really rejecting that traditional model. There's a role for it, absolutely, of wealth management, but the vast majority of people do not have a traditional wealth manager. The mass market is moving to self-service, they're moving to digital channels. And I believe community banks, the community banks have been successful because they have taken their customers' interests to heart in a way that the big brand banks absolutely do not. That's something we can all agree on. So if your customers' interests are first and foremost in your mind as a community bank, your job is to help them protect and grow their wealth over the long term. The only way to do that is by providing them access with a full suite of digital wealth management solutions. And that does, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, that includes alternative assets, of which cryptocurrencies are one example. And I believe it's not just a good idea. I believe it's absolutely the obligation of any community bank to help their customers grow and protect their wealth. And if they're not offering a wealth management, a digital wealth management solution today, they should be.
Well, we made the point before, not everybody in the world's probably heard this, maybe you have, but you know, the banks let everybody take their money out and go to Venmo, not FDIC insured. Let you take your money. What was 50?
They can take it to Las Vegas.
And then we got another 32 million people that let go off to Square or Cash App.
If you allow people to do an ACH out of their account,
it's not.
If you allow people to use your debit card in Las Vegas, where there is statistically a zero chance of you coming back with more money than you went,
right?
You know, why would you be hesitant about offering digital wealth management solutions to your customers?
And I bet you, if you were in small town America on a Friday night and you went to the football game and you had the moment with the microphone and said, raise your hand in the stands if you've traded cryptocurrency, I'll bet you,
It's
even
shocking.
in small town America,
Worst case, it's shocking.
at least 50% of the damn people are going to go, yeah, I've done that, or I do it every day. And of course, the players are damn sure going to raise their hand, right? So,
and this again is where I think the community banks have a really unique opportunity, because they are trusted sources of information about financial services. So they have, you know, customers expect and have a right to access to good, independent information about cryptocurrencies. You go to a crypto exchange, their job is to encourage you to trade. Their job is to encourage you, like Robinhood. Robinhood wants you to trade as much as possible, whether it's good for you or not. A community bank sits in the middle. They can provide access. They can also provide education and context.
do you do a lot of that for them? Do you like help them educate?
No, we are really about the access. Our ambition is to be the Amazon of alternative assets and investing. So we can provide a very broad basket of solutions to consumers, and we see our job as making of solving for access. I think that the different players in the value chain have slightly different roles, and I think the community banks can play a role in creating products and services on top of that platform, such as, for example, an automated investment debit on your current account or your savings account. Put $5, put $50, put $500 every month into a investment product. That's a good thing for consumers. That's what we all should be doing. We should be dollar cost averaging from as early as possible for as long as possible into a low cost, highly diversified fund. The banks can facilitate that. The banks can also bring ways of introducing alternative assets in a very low risk way to consumers. For example, deposit interest, credit card rewards, debit card rewards, they could be paid in alternative assets. It doesn't have to be crypto. It could be a share in Kobe Bryant's used trainers. That's a thing. People are trading sneakers online. They're trading art. They're trading fine wine. They're trading fractional farmland. There is an almost infinite number of alternative assets out there, and they are inherently interesting. I personally am not interested in sports memorabilia. You can trade sports memorabilia. Fine wine, fractional farmland, other assets, that's interesting. So you're going to find something that's interesting for everyone. And I can tell you, it's a lot easier to market these things than it is to market an APY of 10 basis points.
Right. Well, and to your point, it's a personal preference, and offering these things to people, that's their job. Let them making a barrier and drawing a line in the sand and forcing them to go to an outside source isn't good for community banking, is it?
Yeah, and those outside sources have no interest in the long-term wealth and success of their customers.
Boom. And those outside sources damn sure have no interest in the health and survival of community banking, do they?
They don't even think about them.
Awesome.
So I think that pretty well knocks it out.
You nailed it. Ben, I'll give you final thoughts, man.
So you know, we're very, very excited about the opportunity to work with community banks. We are meeting banks all the time. We've just been selected for the ICBA FinTech Accelerator, which is really, really exciting. ICBA have invested in us. We want to help drive change from the inside out. We don't want to be the actors on the outside in. So if you are sitting there and you work in a community bank or a credit union and you're wondering, how do I drive increased customer engagement? What is my digital strategy? What is my digital wealth management strategy? What's my crypto strategy? We would be more than happy to talk to you. And I think, 5-10 minutes chatting to us would be time well spent. And if we can help you, we'd love to do so.
How cool would it be if you had I'm going to be the first guy on the block to offer this service at my community bank. Oh my God, man. I think it's a great opportunity. I appreciate and thank you for coming to the roundup and talking to all the bankers there and help educate on this topic.
We appreciate it.
And again, taking your time today, obviously busy. And
thank you guys.
That's a sexy hat you got there. I like that.
All right, man.
I just need a horse.
Hey, thanks for riding with the Cowboys, Ben. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, guys.